we ask our audience and our guests what is artificial intelligence. So if you've got a point of view, or if you know what is artificial intelligence and you want to share it with the audience, then please send me a direct message and I'll bring you here and ask you the question so that you can share your point of view on what is artificial intelligence. Before I bring in my guest, if you're watching this on Twitter, please press the follow button, like, retweet, so more and more people can learn from our guest. If you're watching this on YouTube, please follow me or subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that when you get to see when the new show or new episode is on, so that you can learn from the guests. If you're watching this on Twitter, on LinkedIn, please press the follow button and also like and share. If you're watching this on Facebook by any chance, then please like this episode and also share this with the groups which are artificial intelligence focused, so more and more people can learn from our guests. So today's guest, like I said, if you've got a point of view, just send me a DM. She sent me a DM all the way from Africa and asked me that she's got a point of view and she wanted to share it with the audience. So here is it. Let me bring in Janet Machuka. Hi, Janet. How are you?
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Good
Yeah?
stuff. Good stuff. Janet, please introduce yourself to the audience.
Yeah, sure. My name is Janet Machuka, and quite a number of people actually know me. For those watching me through Twitter, I'm really excited to be part of this live, where we're going to talk about how I do understand artificial intelligence. Intelligence, that is. I do digital marketing as one of my services. At the same time, I'm the founder of Africa Tweet Chat, which is a platform on Twitter where we do every week chat on digital marketing and anything encompassing business on the digital space and the internet at large. So today I'm really looking forward to learning something new from your questions, at the same time sharing some of the knowledge that I have about artificial intelligence. Thank you so much, Elandra, for having me.
Good stuff. So, Janet, in your point of view, what is artificial intelligence? Please share it with the audience.
Wow. When you talk about artificial intelligence, every time somebody feels like there's an elephant in the room.
Yep.
Like, oh, what kind of a name is that? How can I even know how to explain it? Okay. I want to help you understand it in the simplest manner that you can ever think of. Think about machines and data algorithms, like things behind the computer where they are used to help individuals, or rather humans, to predict some of the things and to make work easier. And to some extent, sometimes I look at it as a tool. When I remember when we were in primary learning about making work easier, we usually used to talk about tools. So I usually look at it as a tool somewhere that I can't touch, but it's somewhere helping me predict how I want to do my marketing, and at the same time make my work efficient in a way that I will communicate easily, quickly, and efficiently.
Okay. My personal point of view on that is, and I've learned through this series as well, if I had to explain or define artificial intelligence is mimicking human intelligence and human behavior. And that's my point of view, maybe right or wrong, but that's how I would state it. And you've got your own point of view. So tell us, do you have any use case that you want to share with the audience?
Actually, each and every day as a marketer, I usually use artificial intelligence. It's the fact that most of the people don't really know if they're using it until when you tell them you're using AI. When we are checking through the trends every single day, or looking forward to the top trends on Twitter, looking forward to searching some of the topics that also get suggested to us to read, it's because of what we constantly engage in. That's now the AI, to some extent, it's really always checking through what you're doing as a human, as a social media person with an account, finding what are your interests, finding how you are behaving, and then feeding you with the content that you love consuming. And that's how I usually say every single person is using AI. But most of the time, we don't know about it unless somebody explains to us. Another case is I'm a digital marketer, as I said. We do a lot of strategies most of the times. And when we do strategies for our campaigns, at the end of the day, the only way we are going to know if we have done something out of these strategies that we have created is checking on the data analytics.
Mhm.
Analyzing the data is what AI helps us do, because all through when we are doing our tweeting, when we are conversing to people, engaging to people, we don't know how much or to what extent, how many numbers we have engaged with unless we check the analysis.
Yeah.
And this is where AI really helps us most of the time. And when you talk about us right now, we are doing a live stream. And at the end of the day, you want to see how many people checked.
Mhm.
And in one way or the other, you're going to log into a tool. Or maybe you already have a tool. If it's a Twitter, you use Twitter Analytics. You want to check and see what kind of content worked. What time do people listen or watch most of my the Shaylee show? What At the same time, what kind of responses am I receiving? What kind of people am I getting, so that they, maybe if they want to be part of the Shirley show? So it really enables us at the same predict, know how to consume content, know how to package content, and as marketers, because we use it every single day, we can't avoid it. And that's why I say we are using it without necessarily knowing that we are using AI.
Mhm.
But you know what? We can't evade it. Look at WhatsApp, for instance, right now. Most of the time we talk about, maybe you're talking about buying a certain furniture, maybe you want to buy a standing table, like the way I'm actually using a standing table. But unless I talk to somebody or converse to somebody who knows where I can find them, or I'm asking, or he is asking the same, sometimes you might not be able to find other related brands easily unless you converse with someone. And that's why sometimes it's not sometimes, I usually say these phones that we have use a lot of artificial intelligence all the time. Why? Today, I had a chat with you on artificial intelligence. When
Mhm.
I go to Facebook, Instagram, I'm going to get some of the related ads, related conversations
Mhm.
about AI.
Yeah.
What is happening? Somebody is listening. Yes, fine, you are listening to me. To some extent, I usually look at AI as being so scary for me to use the phones. At the same time, too amazing to me to use it as a marketer. So it's a two-way sword. But I like the fact that we still finding the benefits of it. We're still using it for bettering our lives, at the same time making the world a better place for marketers and for everybody who wants to use it.
Good stuff. You know
Yeah.
what? As you've explained the use cases, what comes to mind is that
Mm-hmm.
AI is a combination of a few technologies like data intelligence, like machine learning, like analytics, like IoT, like big data, like so it's a combination of all of those components that, when work together hand in hand, creates an outcome. And the outcome could be, in your case, as you said, could be listening to what you're talking about, and giving you, serving you ads that are related to what you're talking about. So AI itself is basically solving business problems or solving outcomes based on certain technologies. Is that right in saying?
Sure.
Is that what you're saying as well?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Because we have actually look at the industry that are using robots, for instance. Imagine have spending 2 days, 3 days doing a job that a robot can do in 1 hour.
Yep.
We have already saved time. We have already made work easier. But of course, uh, we have taken some jobs away from these humans. But it's making work easier in a sense that if you're not going to adapt to the I think you die. Adapt or die.
No, actually, what happens? So in my point of view,
Yeah.
when you have a robot or a automated process, that
Mm.
process is more accurate, and
Yeah.
with taking away the human intervention from it, it makes it much more precise. Um,
Yeah.
with human from for humans, we can make an error because we're doing it with our hands and we're using our intelligence. Of course, we
Mhm.
get it right after a couple of iterations. But robots, if they're told to do something, or an artificial intelligence component, if it is told to do something correctly, it will actually do it without any error. So the error, the human error, is going to be taken away from it. So definitely, it's a great place to be, and AI is making a huge difference and huge changes in the world.
But let's not forget that we are humans who create this AI and all the machines that we use. As much as we want to say that the machines never make errors or they make less errors than humans,
Mhm.
remember we have to be there. And that's why you find that there must be experts watching them constantly, seeing what they're doing, or
Yeah.
maybe if there is an error. It's not the machine that's going to correct itself. So, as much as I look at artificial intelligence as a way it can work on its own and give us the best, reduce a lot of errors,
Mhm.
there must be people constantly following, constantly looking out. And maybe, we don't want something that is too smart more than us.
Definitely not. We don't want anything too smart than us, which can outsmart us and make our life miserable.
Yeah, sure.
Anyways, Janet, it was pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much for your time, and it was quite relieving. You're the second person, or the first person actually from Africa, but on this show. So I've got about 21 people now. I've had
Mhm.
one person who's living in the US now,
Mhm.
but he was
Okay.
from, I think, Kenya as well. But you are the first person who's coming all the way from Kenya onto the show, and so thank you for joining us and sharing your point of view.
I want to leave. I don't want to scare my the audience. At the same time, I want to give them a challenge to go and watch a movie called Next. I
Next,
like the way it expresses the way artificial intelligence works, but it's too scary to a point that you wouldn't want to even be seen by any camera anywhere. I don't know if you have watched it, and so looking at it from that point, we as human beings, as much as we want to use AI, we need to be careful because don't want something that will outsmart us the day we start crying. Sometimes you say you make your own poison. So we don't want to do that. So let's use it for the better in terms of if it's marketing, if it's chatbots, use the chatbots. But at the same time, remember, we need to feel that there's always somebody behind that chatbot. We are not robots. We have feelings, we have emotions. As much as we make it to have human-like features, we are not going to entirely leave all the work to it because there are some things it might not understand unless you include a human. So you can employ for businesses, for people who want to employ artificial intelligence in terms of the chatbots, in terms of even finding the best audience to target
yep.
when it comes to ads, in terms of studying the customer behaviors and expectations. Please don't over rely on it. I'm not an expert in AI, but sometimes I feel like we don't have to rely on it too much because we don't want to make humans who act like robots too. Because the way the way AI tries to predict everything is how we are consuming content and starting behaving offline. If we imagine we start behaving like robots, imagine how the world will be chaotic.
Yes, it will be chaotic.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Janet. Thank you for your time, and it was a pleasure
Thank
having
you.
you on the show. Um, and I'll see you soon.
Sure. Bye. Thank you.
So, guys, that was Janet Machuka, all the way from Kenya in Africa, our first guest from Africa, who thought that she has a point of view and she wanted to share with the audience. And so she just DM'd me. If you've got a point of view, and I'm sure you do, on what is artificial intelligence, all you need to do is send me a direct message, and I will make sure that you're here and we'll have a conversation, we'll share your point of view with the audience as we go forward. So, please, please, please send me a direct message and you'll be here. Also, before I go, if you're watching this on Twitter, please press the follow button, like, retweet, so more and more people can watch Janet's point of view. If you're watching this on YouTube, please press the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you get to know when I'm live or when I'm uploading a new video there, and you get an alert on that. And if you're watching this on LinkedIn, please press the follow button and also like and maybe press a heart so that more and more people can watch this episode. And if you're watching this on Facebook, then please not only like it, but share it with the groups which are more AI focused. So more and more people who are not even aware of this series that's going on are able to watch it and learn from this episode, learn from Janet. Okay, guys, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. It was a pleasure having you all on the other end of the spectrum. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon with another episode. Bye now.